En los deportes de la página informativa, enciende O'Neill, la máquina deportiva. En los deportes tú acabó con todo, LaMakinaDeportivaLive.com. Hockey, fútbol, lucha libre con patada, baloncesto, béisbol, boxeo y mucho más. Las noticias del deporte bien actualizado, entrevista y opinión y todos los resultados. O'Neill Batista anotó un touchdown, bateando 400 te deja noqueado. Más que Kobe Bryant, él está donkeando. La máquina deportiva a mí me está gustando. En los deportes de la página informativa, enciende O'Neill, la máquina deportiva. En los deportes tú acabó con todo, LaMakinaDeportivaLive.com. ¡Hawaii! Esta es la máquina deportiva. O'Neill Batista, mete mano. Vamos al perreo. Aguacate. A nivel de Jaina.com. LaMakinaDeportivaLive.com.
Un saludo cordial a todos los que sintonizan La Máquina Deportiva. Yo soy O'Neill Batista para traerles las informaciones del ámbito deportivo. Arrancamos con la postemporada de las Grandes Ligas. Ayer el equipo de Atlanta venció en 13 innings a los Rojos de Cincinnati 1-0. La sorpresa, los Miami Marlins vencieron a los favoritos de Chicago Cubs 5-1. Por otro lado, Guaysó había tomado la ventaja en la serie contra Oakland. Oakland vino y empató la serie y está 1-1. El que gane avanza a la otra ronda. Milwaukee cae ante los Dodgers, los poderosos Dodgers, pone la serie 1-0. El favorito San Diego cae ante los Cardenales. Por otro lado, tenemos los avances de la otra liga americana. Los Astros de Houston vencieron a los poderosos Mellizos de Minnesota y avanzaron a la otra ronda. Por otro lado, los Yankees de Nueva York a palo limpio. Una guerra de palo entre Cleveland y los Yankees de Nueva York, donde los Yankees salieron por la puerta grande 10-9 y avanzaron a la otra ronda. Por otro lado también, los número 1 Tampa Bay vencieron a los decaídos Toronto Blue Jays 8-2 y avanzan y se enfrentarán a los Yankees de Nueva York. Las otras series siguen, donde los Dodgers tratan de avanzar. El otro equipo de Guaysó también trata de avanzar, ya que la serie está 1-1. Atlanta por igual trata de avanzar y los Rojos tratan de empatar. Así que todo eso se ha puesto bueno. Sigue la pelota. Por otro lado, la NBA. LeBron James y sus muchachos salen por la puerta grande en el primer encuentro contra Miami Heat. Los Miami Heat. Miami está metido en candela por todos lados, tanto en pretemporada como en la NBA. Pero eso lo vamos a ampliar más adelante con nuestra compañera Madeline Soler, que nos tiene todos los detalles de la NBA y tenemos protagonistas. Así que no se muevan, que esta es la Máquina Deportiva Pod Cast.
Señora ama de casa, no se pierda los grandes especiales de Pioneer Supermarket de Willis Avenue en el Bronx, donde encontrarás de todo siempre con los mejores productos de calidad. Arroz canilla, aceite amazola, café bustelo, plátanos 10 por $1 y mucho más. Pioneer Supermarket de Willis Avenue en el Bronx tiene de todo lo que necesitas. Para preparar su mejor comida siempre con los precios de Grandes Ligas, venga a Pioneer Supermarket. Aceptamos todas las formas de pago y para su comodidad le llevamos su comida a su casa con delivery gratis. A la hora de hacer sus compras, venga a Pioneer Supermarket en Willis Avenue en el Bronx.
Gracias por continuar con nosotros, la Máquina Deportiva Pod Cast. Tenemos al receptor dominicano Gary Sánchez. Nos habla por qué está en la banca y qué es lo que está pasando, su situación en los Yankees de Nueva York y cómo se siente. Así que Gary Sánchez habla con la prensa.
From Meredith.
Gary, was that the wildest game you've ever been a part of, and how do you describe what went on tonight?
Gary, ese juego de hoy, diría que tal vez fue el juego más loco del cual ha sido parte. ¿Y cómo fue? O sea, ¿cómo se sintió ser parte de ese juego?
Se sintió bien, ya que tuvimos la victoria, que eso es lo importante. nunca como equipo bajamos la cabeza, nos mantuvimos batallando. Ellos no hacían carrera, nosotros venimos un buen juego para nosotros como equipo.
Yeah, what a game, and even better because we were able to get the victory tonight. And it was a battle, they had the lead, then we took the lead, they had the lead again, and went back and forth, But overall, great game, and happy we got the victory tonight.
Did you think you just missed that pitch in the sixth, or did you think that was going out?
Gary, cuando bateaste ese batazo en el sexto, ¿pensaste que fallaste? ¿Que era un fly?
Bueno, cuando le di, yo pensaba de un fly a ray, tú entiendes, pero mientras iba corriendo veía el outfield para atrás, digo, tengo chance. Y se fue la bola, tú sabes. En la temporada completa he tenido un buen swing, le ha dado duro y no ha dado jonrón. Y no creo que le di como yo le doy. Y la bola corrió y se fue, ¿tú me entiendes? Son cosas de la pelota.
Yeah, I hit that pitch there, and I thought it was a fly ball to right. As I'm running, I noticed the outfield running back, and that's when I realized, wait a minute, maybe I have a chance here, and it kept on going, and it ended up being a homer, and that's how it goes sometimes, and during the regular season, I hit a few balls very hard, very well, and they ended up being outs, and goes to show you how baseball can be, because when I hit that ball, I didn't think I hit that ball very well, but ended up being a homer anyways.
Next one from Brendan Cuddy.
Gary, you guys didn't finish the regular season playing well. What did you guys prove with this series?
Gary, el final de la temporada regular fue un poco difícil para ustedes. Con esta victoria de esta serie, ¿qué prueban? ¿Se prueban algo ustedes como equipo?
Bueno, es que la regular ya pasó ya. Nosotros como equipo estamos en estos juegos aquí con Cleveland. No estábamos enfocados en lo que pasó en la temporada. Todo el mundo empieza de cero. Hay que tratar de salir al terreno y del 100% y jugar fuerte y ganar. Esa es la mentalidad.
Regular season is over, and whatever happened in the regular season at this point doesn't matter. And that's the thing about playoffs. You start and everybody starts from zero. And it's a matter of focusing and doing the best you can, doing your job. And winning these games.
Thank you.
Next one to Marley Rivera.
Hola, Gary, te la voy a decir en inglés y después en español. Gary, when we were talking to Aaron Boone, he said that when he informed you of the decision to start Higashioka, that you had a very good attitude and that you keep proving yourself, and that he talked to you about coming up in big moments. What was it like that today? Gary, cuando estuvimos hablando con el dirigente, él nos dijo que él tuvo la conversación contigo cuando le informó lo de Higgy y que él dijo que le gusta mucho tu actitud, que tú sigues siendo el mismo y que él te habló de la confianza que él tenía en ti en los grandes momentos. ¿Cuán importante fue hacer esto hoy, verdad? Y las palabras de Boone para ti.
Bueno, Boone siempre me ha hablado muy bien. Siempre he tenido buena relación con él. Y nada, somos un equipo. ¿Tú me entiendes? Un equipo. No juegue yo o juegue Higashioka o Crash. Estamos aquí, ready para cuando el manager Boone me dé el chance, si me lo da, ¿tú me entiendes? Nunca bajo la cabeza, estoy ready en el logout cuando no estoy jugando, para poder ayudar a mi equipo cuando él me dé el chance. Y esa es la mentalidad. Cuando juegue Higgy, yo lo que quiero es ganar, aunque yo esté en la banca, eso es lo importante, tener la victoria.
Well, Boone has always been great to me. We have a really good relationship and really good communication. And like I said before, it's about winning. If I'm not playing and he gets in, I'm going to be cheering for Higgy. And if it's not Higgy, Kratz, the same. For me, it's to stay ready. Although I'm on the bench and not playing, for me, it's to stay ready for when the opportunity comes. And that's what's important. Winning is the bottom line, and that's what we care about.
We'll take the last two from James Wagner first, and then Bob Clappish. James, please unmute.
Okay, lo voy a preguntar en inglés para todo el mundo, pero obviously you guys in the Rays don't get along, and I know this has been continuing not just this season, but in previous seasons. Do you think that tension or emotion will continue into the playoffs, and would there be any more satisfaction than beating them than, say, any other opponent?
Gary, entiende que ustedes y el equipo de Tampa, los Rays, no se llevan muy bien, ¿no? ¿Cree que esa tenacidad entre los dos equipos afecte esa próxima serie?
Bueno, no, el enfoque de nosotros es ganar. El enfoque de nosotros, ya lo que pasó en la temporada regular, ya eso ven el pasado. Ahora mismo el enfoque de nosotros como equipo es salir al terreno, es del 100% de nosotros y ganar juegos, que eso es lo que nos va a llevar a la Serie Mundial y seguir ganando.
For us, the focus is to win, and that's really it. It's focusing on winning. Whatever happened in the regular season is done. Like I said, regular season is over. You got to leave that stuff in the past, and you got to focus on the challenge ahead and go out there, give the best you have, and try to win as many games as you can. Winning games is what's going to take you to the World Series.
And a final one from Bob Clappish.
Gary, I just want to follow up on James' question. You're about to face a team that beat you 11 out of 12 times. So how confident are you now going into this next series that you can change that?
En la temporada regular, Tampa le ganó a ustedes 9 de 12 juegos. Entendiendo eso, ¿qué tanta confianza tienen ustedes para enfrentarte a ellos en esta próxima serie, en estos playoffs?
Yo ni me acuerdo de eso, ya eso pasó. El enfoque de nosotros es, como equipo, es ganar. Ya lo que pasó en la regular con Tampa o cualquier equipo, y ya eso quedó en el pasado. Los playoffs empieza todo el mundo de cero, esos juegos empiezan de cero y nosotros vamos a salir al terreno del 100% de nosotros a ganar como nosotros lo hacemos siempre. Y va a tener que ganar uno de los dos equipos y yo confío en que mi equipo va a tener chance de ganar.
Yeah, that winning record, losing record, I forgot about it.
Mm-hmm.
The chapter is closed. The regular season chapter has been closed. Now is, like I said before, it's about playing these games in the playoffs. We're two teams that are going to compete, that are going to want the same thing. And when it comes to that, I believe in my team. I believe in our chances.
Right. Okay,
Gary, thank you very much. Marlon, thank you very much. Everyone, please.
Sports, la tienda deportiva número 1 de todo New York, con la mercancía de los equipos dominicanos de béisbol y de softball. Peligro Sport. En Peligro Sport encontrarás una selección completa de artículos de tu equipo favorito: bates, pelotas, guantes, guantillas y todas las gorras de los equipos de béisbol, camisetas, chaquetas con tu nombre bordado. Y además tenemos collares de balance de todos los equipos y mucho más. Todo lo que tú quieras lo consigues en Peligro Sport. Estamos ubicados en el 2200 de Amsterdam Avenue, en Manhattan, con el teléfono 212-568-0222. Eso es 212-568-2222. Peligro Sport.
Pues bien, damos paso ahora a la NBA con el toque femenino de Madeline Soler, la NBA.
Saludos mis amigos de la Máquina Deportiva Pod Cast. Arrancó la final de campeones de la NBA y los Lakers toman la delantera sobre Miami Heat con 116-98 de la mano de los monstruos Anthony Davis con 34 puntos, 9 rebotes y 5 asistencias, seguido por el rey LeBron James con 25 puntos, 13 rebotes y 9 asistencias. Recordar que es la primera vez que ambos equipos se enfrentan en una final de campeones y que mañana será su próximo encuentro. Esto fue todo por hoy, hasta una nueva entrega.
Next question, Jarrett Weiss.
They were able to kind of ping the ball in and out to get to their corner three-point shooters. How do you balance being aggressive on the ball without getting caught in the back like that?
Yeah, we're better than we showed tonight. Now, this is a very, highly skilled, talented team. They have guys at the point of the attack in James and Davis that are going to break your defense down, can make plays over the top. So you have to be on a string, and you can't start to make things up. You have to be extremely disciplined and stay with it. There's too many times that they got us out of our typical things that we do, but that's also a big time credit to them.
Tim Reynolds, Eric, kind of to that, while it was somewhat, they did sort of have you chasing at certain times.
Yeah.
The last time I looked, they were like 21st in the bubble in 3-point shooting. Just how much that just catch you off guard, the fact that they could make that many that quickly.
Yeah, you don't want to leave anything to chance in the finals. So we clearly have to just be a lot better, more resolve, more commitment, more multiple efforts, more communication, all of these things, more trust. We have to be much better on that end. And then, offensively, we also have to generate some better looks. So.
Next question, Anthony Chang.
Okay, so I know it came late and with the Lakers already holding a big lead, but how encouraging was it to see Kendrick play the way he did in that fourth quarter? And is that something you could take moving forward in the series?
Well, you're always rooting for him. This has been a tough playoff, for him. And, these are, the human side of it. You want to get him in there. You want him to play well. And based on, where we are, we could use some scoring punch. And you have to guard him, and he's very skilled. So we'll see where we are for the next game. All right.
Rob, anyone else on your end?
I've got one last one from Tab Deportes.
Hi, Coach. You're coaching many NBA Final games, and you know how hard can be this series. What is your message for the team after losing tonight?
I don't have my message right now, but I've got a night, to figure it out. Right now, it doesn't really matter what you say. It's when we get to work and get together tomorrow.
Thank you.
All right, cool. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mike Bresnahan.
Hey, Markeith, congrats on the win. Anthony,
I can't hear you. Hold on one second.
Congrats on the win. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you're good.
Okay. Anthony Davis, first finals game ever, but it looked pretty effortless for him out there tonight. What do you think of his game? 34 points for the 27-year-old.
Easy for the faded. Like I've been saying, I got on this team, man. Honestly, if you ask me, we got LeBron, but I think he's the best player in the world. He do it on both ends. He do it consistently every night. He gives you what you ask for every night.
You guys have had trouble sometimes shooting the three ball. Not tonight, almost 40%. Especially in the first half, you guys are really hitting from deep. How important was that?
We know they keyed in on LeBron and AD a lot. Those guys get in the paint every time. So just as a shooters, got to focus in, really make open threes because everybody's in the paint. And, let's keep our confidence high, knowing that the ball will come back. We're gonna get a lot of open looks, and we just got to make open shots.
This was LeBron's 50th finals game, if you can believe that. Kind of the polar opposite of Anthony Davis. 1 assist shy of a triple-double. What do you think of his game tonight out there?
Focus. He has this will to win, man, that's like no other. And, we're just so close and we want it so bad. I know he wanted bad, so he's coming out. He's competing at the highest level possible. Man. He's the best player in the world. I mean, there's no other way to look at it.
Hi, Markeith. This is Brad Turner from the LA Times. My question to you is, why does Rondo seem to be so opposed to be calling playoff Rondo? And what did you see tonight out of him?
In a steady veteran Rondo that we've been seeing this whole playoff. You call him playoff Rondo. You can call anybody playoff, but he's steady like that all year round. I feel like in the playoffs, everybody games go up another notch. He's been here a billion times, and he's used to the moment, man. When you have guys like this on the team, the game becomes easier. We play together, we play hard, and he's the leader on the floor.
All right, let's go on site to Kyle Goon.
Obviously, you know about their zone coming in, and you see them doubling early, making the other guys beat them besides LeBron and AD. How did that affect your approach and aggression from those other guys down the roster?
I think it didn't affect us at all. First couple minutes was kind of a fill out. They made a lot of shots. We practiced against the zone. We practiced against the man. We practiced against everything. We have as well playing games. They made some shots in the beginning, but we continued to apply pressure. We picked up our intensity. We played hard, matched their intensity, and we got to win. And that's how it's going to be the next couple games. We're going to play just hard as they play and try to get this next victory.
All right, thanks, Kyle. Let's go to Canty now on my side.
Hey, Markieff, congratulations on the win tonight. Throughout your career, you played for multiple teams, but what makes this team so special at this point if you guys just have 3 more wins to go to become the champions team?
It's a goal-driven team, and we have a lot of vets in the team. Probably the most vets I've played with in my career. Probably, I would say, like the most intense team, the most attention to detail team. Of course, we have the best players in the world, so every time we step on the court, those guys are locked in, so we have no choice to be locked in and play as hard as possible.
Dennis, over to you.
Congratulations, Markieff. Can you talk about your T-shirt and what made you decide to wear that shirt?
Your shirt. A couple times, man. It's no shots, it's just that's how I'm feeling right now.
One last call for questions on site. Do we have anyone on site that has a question?
Yes.
No, we're done. Kyle's done it. All right, cool. Markieff, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
I'm going to say that first bus now. I got you.
No, we did already. We go.
They say what? Yeah, for me, they don't never hold it for me. You going second bus? I'm going to go first bus.
You want to first bus?
What time is it? 3 minutes. I got you, girl. I'm going to stick this motherfucker up anyway.
Contavious, thanks for joining us, sir. Let's get started with Mike Bresnahan.
Hey, Contavious, you guys were on fire from the three-point line on the first half, 11 of 17. How important was that for you guys to really attack early and get those easy points behind the arc, so to speak?
It was great. That was good for us. That's what opened up the door for us and got us going. Ron started putting pressure on the rim, and then we just started knocking down shots once he was passing it to us, and they started doubling AD, and then we just had to be ready on the weak side and knock down the shots.
KCP, how would you assess your own play over the last few weeks? A lot of double-digit scoring games for you, and you've really been connecting from three-point range a lot.
Just being ready to shoot, staying in the rhythm. Try not to worry about how many shots I'm getting or how the floor the game is going. Just being out there playing my game, defense, run the floor, and just knock down threes when the balls come to me.
And what can you say about AD? He was playing in his first NBA Finals game. He looked pretty comfortable out there.
Oh, for sure. AD don't see double teams now for the longest throughout the playoffs, regular season as well. But he's adapted to it. He's learning how to get out of it, make his move even quicker before the double team comes, and then also make the weak side pass to a shooter.
Let's go to Brad Turner.
KCP, in that first half, Rondo seemed to really come in and control things. What did you see out of him? Is that typical of what he does, especially in the playoffs?
Yeah, that's Rondo. When Bron is out, he's pretty much the man on that floor, getting everybody at their spots, making sure everybody's where they need to be before we even run the play. That's just Rondo. He does that for us. He just quarterbacks for us, get everybody in position.
Let's go on site to Kyle Goon. I believe he has another.
Hey, about, what you did over the offseason last year, kind of reinvent your play alongside complementary roles from LeBron and AD. What kind of game you imagine yourself having on this stage when you were doing that work?
Just playing solid for me. Just playing off them guys. I did a lot of open shots. A lot of things opened up for me. Just being on the floor with them. And I just got to be ready to shoot or just make a play, pretty much.
All right, we have time for one. Yeah, thanks, Tanisha. Let's go to Helene.
Hi, I just wanted to ask you about Danny Green, because when you guys started hitting those threes, he was hitting a bunch of them. What did that do to put you ahead and started to pad the lead a little bit? This is a guy who's going for his third championship with his third team, too. Can you see that kind of experience coming through from him tonight?
For sure. I've watched Danny in playoffs that he's played in. I've seen him knock down big shots, consistently. And for us as a team, we know what Danny can do. And we just encourage him every day, every game. Keep shooting. We know that playoff Danny is going to come out. He's going to knock down shots like he did tonight. And he's been working every day, practice. He's trying to stay in the rhythm. It was big for us tonight.
Thank you, Davis.
Thank you.
1 second, we'll get going. All right, Mike Trudell, please.
Hey, Frank, what did you notice after that first time out when Miami came out with the 23-10 lead? You came back without LeBron, and how that unit turned the game from that point?
Yeah, they just played with great energy and confidence. We just, we got off to a little bit of a slow start with our pick and roll coverages to start the game. But our bench has been good for us all year. Kuz and Rondo came in, and Alex, and those guys brought great energy. Helps us get some stops, get out on the break some. Doe orchestrated a few buckets for us and helped turn the game around.
Frank, you've emphasized the defense all season long, second and third quarters especially. What did you notice about the way that those units played?
The effort. Our guys are just hustling their tails off, flying around on the defensive end, and then, playing effort offense as well. Really pushing the tempo on the break, attacking the paint, and crashing the boards. Just the pace of the game really picked up in those 2 quarters, and obviously they were the difference makers.
Frank, knowing what you know about these guys, is there any chance that there could be any complacency that comes in because of a win like this? Do you have to guard against that, or do you not even need to worry about that with them?
Well, we always guard against that, but in particular because of how much respect we have for this basketball team. Not just their starting group, but for their bench. The guys that came in towards the end there, really got them off to a great start to their season. When you look at Nunn and Olenek, Solomon Hill, was acquired later, but we have great respect for those guys, and we know that this is just one win. We're happy that we got one win, but obviously we got to keep our foot on the gas.
Coach, Anthony Davis in his post-game said KCP saved us, and he was referring to the 2 threes he hit when you guys were down early that kind of seemed to get you going. I guess zooming out of that, how big has his shooting been in these playoffs? I think he's above 40%.
Yeah, his it's been needed. It's been a great lift for us throughout this playoff run. But in particular in that first quarter, we were struggling to score a little bit. We got some clean looks early, but didn't knock them down. But I think Kenny had 10 points in the quarter. And, when you're struggling to score for a guy to step up and make some plays like that on the offensive end, just gave us a big lift. And, with the guys that came in and subbed in, it helped turn that quarter around. But, Kenny's value is on the defensive end. The tone he sets with how hard he plays defensively really is infectious to our group, and I think that carried out probably most in particular to start the third quarter, but throughout the game as well. Allison?
All right, we'll start with Dave McDonough.
Frank, what's the key to sustaining a run? You know, all teams go on runs, but to be able to extend it out, I think it was 75-30, the run you guys went on. Is it keeping the guys' energy up in timeouts? What allows you to make it be that long?
Our guys are just motivated, you know, during that stretch. And, you know, obviously we didn't sustain it, you know, into the fourth quarter. But, you know, it's tough to do, especially in the playoffs against good teams. And, you know, I think the key is keeping fresh bodies in, you know, understanding the threats that are coming at us, and that every time you go on a run like that, the other team's coach is going to change the game, you know. So, you know, the next 10-point run has got to be different than the first 10-point run. You know, they're going to put different guys in there. They're going to change coverages. They're going to change, you know, defensive scheme, run different action, you know, and you have to win each segment of the game a different way. And, you know, that holds true for the series as well. We're going to have to win game 2 differently than we did game 1. So that's probably the biggest key.
All right, how good?
A lot of guys we're talking about, and especially in the first half when you were kind of getting shooting from all over the roster. It's their first time playing in this setting. Well, not this setting, but at the finals. I know you were talking about guys sort of being champions before they're champions, but is there a part of you as a coach that's just sort of waiting to see, like, when they get in that situation, how they're going to react, and what you make of how those guys reacted?
A little bit of me is eager to see what guys are made of. But honestly, you know, we talked about this morning, when you have big games throughout your career, you know, you really you think about it all day. But once the ball's thrown up and you get between those lines, you're just playing basketball, you know. And, you know, this is our 27th game in the bubble. Played 3 exhibition games, 8 seeding games, 15 playoff games. So this is the 27th time we went through our process. Film in the morning, you know, walk through a couple actions. Some guys get shots, some guys go back to the room, go through the process of the pregame stuff. Ball gets thrown up, and we play and do what we've done for the last 3 months. You know, so yeah, I think you think about it a little bit in the days leading up to it. But once you get in that moment, just play basketball.
Dan?
Frank, a lot of talk has been about LeBron trying to win a title for the third time with a third different team, but Danny Green is also a 3-time kind of finals guy. What is it about his skill that just fits so well when you're trying to win a championship?
He's a winner. You know, he makes winning plays on a regular basis, provides defensive toughness, rebounding, all those types of things, has great IQ and understanding. And, you know, he's either going to blast you from the 3-point line or carry the threat to blast you from the 3-point line, and that just helps your offense, you know. So, you know, it's no surprise Danny's, you know, had so much team success throughout his career. He's just a winning player.
Next over here. All right, Jeff?
Frank, we've gone all this way and we haven't mentioned really Anthony Davis's game. What did you think of his play in his first finals appearance, and maybe what allowed him to have such a big game tonight?
I mean, they play small a lot. Obviously, if we start big, he's got a smaller matchup on him. You know, I think it starts there. But, you know, in terms of like his success tonight, but he's just he's a great player. You know what I mean? And the moment doesn't change things for him. His approach is the same. You know, he's focused, locked in, can really hurt you in a variety of ways offensively. Leads the charge for us, playing effort offense, running the floor, crashing the boards, rolling hard, attacking in the post. His ability to shoot the ball from the perimeter, the way that's grown throughout our season, has been invaluable to us. And, you know, he's a jack of all trades on the defensive end. So, I mean, you know, he really just impacts both sides of the ball. And, you know, obviously the bigger the moment, you know, he's just raising his play.
All right, back to you, Will.
All right, yeah, Frank, I will take one more from Andy Kamenetsky.
Hey, Frank, before the game, you kept it close to the vest in terms of the starting center. What ultimately led to the decision with Dwight and the thought process behind it?
Well, we wanted to win game 1, you know, and we typically start a series, you know, kind of traditional, the way we would throughout the regular season. And we've done that a few times throughout these playoffs. But this team is 6-0 in the first two games of the playoff series in each round. They went 2-0, 2-0, 2-0 in the first three rounds. So there was a little bit of added importance for me, in terms of game one. And as to why we made that switch, really it came down to their second unit. Their second unit plays small with either Iguodala at the 5 or even Kelly Olynyk, who's a three-point shooting big. And, we liked what our lineups looked like with Markieff Morris at the 5 or AD at the 5 against the small ball look that we saw in Houston. So came down to really only playing one of our two centers. Dwight had a great finish to the Denver series. Is a physical, imposing presence on one of their best players in Bam Adebayo. And so we decided to go with Dwight in that role.
Great. Thanks, Frank.
Okay.
Hey, Jimmy, you've obviously played through it, but how's your ankle holding up after all this?
A little bit sore. I'll be okay. Some treatment, and get ready to go again. I think I gotta be ready to go. So we'll see how it feels tomorrow, but I'm gonna be fine.
Next question, Mateo Mayorga.
Hey, Jimmy. You talked about how every night this team can feature a different star, but now in the midst of uncertainty regarding the status of your teammates, Bam Adebayo and Goran Dragic, do you feel it's incumbent upon you to take more of a role scoring the ball?
Just take what the game gives me for the most part. I still have a lot of belief in all of my teammates. I will continually play that way. But yeah, maybe so. Maybe try to score a little bit more. But I still got to make sure that everybody else is getting their touches and getting the shots that they need, because we've been playing this way all year long, and that's our formula to success.
Thank you.
Rachel?
Part of what got away from you guys in the second quarter was the rebounding, and obviously when they play both their bigs. How do you battle that?
You just got to be tougher. We got to put up more of a fight. I don't think that we did that. And then it doesn't help whenever we don't make shots. It's been that way all year long. Whenever we start to miss a couple shots, we don't do what we're supposed to do on the other end. I think we should always think about letting our defense, for sure, our rebounding, start it off for us. And then, hopefully we start to make shots.
Malika?
I know he's not your favorite Dragic brother, but you're very close with Goran. To watch him kind of go down like that, to fight to stay out there, to want to come back in the game, to not be able to come back in the game, how do you support him? How do you let him lean on you right now?
Just let him know that I and we are here for him. We know how much he wants to win, how much he wants to go to war and battle with us. And obviously we love him for that, and we want him out there with us. But, whatever the doc tell him to do, that's what he got to do. I understand that he wants to go out there and compete. And obviously we want him out there with us. But he got to take care of himself first.
Next question, Manny Navarro.
Hey, Jimmy. K-Nunn went in there and played really well for you guys with those 18 points. Just how encouraging is that, especially for a guy who's been waiting and hungry and dying to get in there?
That's what he does. He stayed ready. He's always working on his game, and he's in it to win it. Whenever his number and name's called, he's ready to play. He knows the schemes, and it looks like he's going to be in this rotation. I sure hope so, because he definitely showed what he can do on the big stage tonight.
Thank you.
Next question, Nick Friedel.
Jimmy, you guys have prided yourself all season as being a no-excuse team. What do you feel like you need to say to the rest of the group now, knowing that you got two of your main guys down, at least for a little bit?
Nothing. We talk about how damn near perfect that we have to play, and that was nowhere near it. There's nothing to be said. We can watch all the film in the world. We understand, we know what we did not do. What we talked about we were going to do, we didn't do. We didn't rebound. We didn't make them miss any shots. We didn't get back. All of those things led to the deficit that we put ourselves in.
Next question, Jared Weiss.
Jimmy, sorry to tell you this, but there's wide reporting now that Goran has a torn plantar fascia, so it's unlikely he'd be able to return. So what does the team need to do now to rally with him unlikely to be back?
Be ready to go with or without Goran. We're still expected to win. We still know that we can. Like I said earlier, we we want that guy out there with us. He's a big part in what we're trying to do. But until we can't have him back, we got to go out there and we got to fight even harder. We got to try to cover up what he gives us and make up for it. We're capable of it. We have to be capable of it. Moving forward, with or without Goran, we better hurry up and tie it up 1-1.
Next question, Andres Lopez.
Thank you. Jimmy, they kind of referenced it in a previous question, but I also wanted to ask you a bit about Kendrick Nunn. But not only Kendrick, but also the rest of the supporting cast. We saw Solomon Hill get a few minutes today. DJ got a few minutes today. In the absence of two of the main pieces of your starting lineup, can you speak about the readiness of the supporting cast of the Miami Heat and how they stepped up tonight?
They did well. They did great. And we appreciate them for going out there and competing, knowing the schemes, knowing guys' strengths on the opposing team. But they know that. They know that any day, any quarter, any minute, coach could call on them, and they're expected to produce and know what they're doing out there. But they're pros. They've been going about this the right way all year long. We're going to need those guys to really get back in this thing.
That's it, Jimmy. Thank you.
All
right. I think you guys can actually go ahead on site if that works.
Okay, then we will start off with Dave Letterman.
Brian, you guys went on, I think, a 75-30 run after falling down 13 early. What allows you guys to have success like that over a sustained period of time, a run like that?
Paying attention to detail. I don't think in the beginning that we were physical enough. And you have to get a feel for how hard Miami plays. And I think, they smacked us in the mouth, and we got a sense of that. And so we knew how hard we had to play if we wanted to try to make it a game. And, from that moment when it was 23-10, we started to play to our capabilities. We started flying around. We started getting defensive stops in. We started sharing the ball a lot better offensively and just got into a really good group.
All right, Kyle Goon.
For AD, thank you. For AD, obviously his first finals game, what did you see about his preparation? Was there any advice you gave him, and to see him perform like that? What do you feel about that?
I don't feel anything. I expect it out of him. Didn't need to give him no advice. We've been preparing for this moment all season. He's been preparing for this moment all season. And I'm happy to be on the same floor with him in the same uniform. And he was, once again, a force every facet of the game, both offensively and defensively.
All right, Dan?
LeBron, you've felt the buzz of the NBA Finals 9 times in your career. What was it like today with nobody there, the sound? I mean, I know you're used to bubble basketball at this point, but on this stage, what did it feel like to play a finals game?
It felt great. I've been preparing for this moment for quite a while. And fans know fans. The inner challenge for myself and the way I prepared myself, it felt amazing to be playing in the finals once again.
Okay, Rachel Nichols.
Brian, you've seen plenty of times over the years where if one team has a bunch of injuries, the other team kind of floats a little bit and doesn't come at them as hard. How do you make sure that you guys don't do that in game 2?
We got so much more work to do. The job is not done. We're not satisfied. We're winning one game. It's that simple.
All right, Chris. Thanks.
Well, there was a few times where you guys got up big, and then there's a lot of celebrating going on, and I seen you sometimes you had to rein them in a little bit. What do you from your experience? What have you seen in the past that got you to the point where you felt like sometimes you just say like, okay, let's keep it on task?
The best teacher in life is experience, and I've experienced moments in my career, finals games, where you had all the momentum in the world and you felt like you had the game under control. One play here or one play there could change the course of a series or change the course of a game. And one in particular that always rings home for me is
Hemos llegado a la parte final de la entrega de la Máquina Deportiva Pod Cast. La invitación sigue abierta como siempre, así que se me cuidan. Será hasta entonces cuando volveremos a estar juntos aquí en su programa favorito.